Who's on which side? Blue side is Wailing Whales. Let me adjust this real quick. A little bit off center. It's tilting me. We got Wailing Whales on the left side. We do have Tax on the right side. These are two different colors. Honestly, it adds to the charm. Tax on the right side. We will get into this one. Kind of player names, you're so right. I knew I was forgetting something. We'll ride along with Dual Lane here a little bit. Thoughts on the team comp? I do think both comps are good. I do think Yinyo's comp is a little better overall, but I think Wailing Whales got every pick that they wanted for the most part, except for Howitzer, perhaps. Is it over the Fang counter? Oh, you're so right. I'm a bot, sorry. You're right, you're right. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Okay, we see Jay Heffel putting in some work over here. Take a look into the mid lane, just clearing some minions. Howitzer getting a little bit more wave prior right now. Can look over to the solo lane. Severog against the Acheron. I'm pretty sure the Acheron should have prio here, but the Sev kind of getting a little bit risky here. Half HP. Can't see his health bar for some reason. Why can I not see his health bar? Do I need health bar on for this? Do I need this for it to show up? Why does that not show up? It's a bug? That's an annoying bug. Severog half HP though in the duo lane. Go over to Snacks, trying to freeze the wave, begging for help, looking for his jungler to come gank for him. Getting a little scared here, perhaps. Great user experience. Sev getting kind of pushed here. Acheron hitting level 3, not looking for the play. Just gotta try to get this wave under tower, go to Cyan potentially. Just looks like a normal clear from the junglers. Nothing too crazy. Might see the Terry look for a gank in duo lane potentially. As they are against a steal though, probably going to be under tower. Not sure a gank will be viable. Tell him to die so you can see the HP. It'll happen when it happens. How many smites is Jinyo going to miss? Well, according to Entropy, with the pregame interview, he did say Shashi also struggles to hit smites, so we'll see how that goes in the 50-50s. If both junglers can't hit smite, who hits smite? Looks like Snacks stole that one away with an auto attack. The Gideon upset right now. Shrimini kind of in shambles as he begged for his jungler to come help him with the river, and he still didn't get it. I know that's some complaints going on in comms. Yinyo, why didn't you smite that? Not sure why we're giving that to the other mid laner there when we got smite up. Didn't realize his mid laner is a simple bozo. Cannot secure river buffs. Honestly, skill issue there. Almost made me spit out my coffee. First smite failed indeed. Yinyo -1 right now for smites. We'll add up the total points of smites he's hit this game. A little bit of prio being put out here by Kale in the duo lane. Try to get some pressure. They know the Terror is probably on the other side of the map since Azorius is on their duo side. Might be looking for a play here to potentially get wave prio so Kale can go to Seedling. Maybe look for a fight in the mid-river. Tanjiro taking a little bit of poke here. Kale kind of in the cuck chair right now, spectating this 2v1 as his ADC gets poked out, goes for the dash in, but his ADC dashed away. A little bit of a miscommunication. They're not able to trade out as much damage as they probably should have been able to had they communicated a little bit better. Thank you guys for the watch streaks. I really appreciate it. Yinyo looking for a gank in a mid lane. Terra spots him out. Yinyo looking for some D-wards. Terra actually didn't spot him. Getting his 2-camp invaded. Shashi getting no help here on the 2-camp. This is absolutely illegal. Yinyo hits the smite on the big minion. Still looking for some pressure. Terra half HP. Gonna walk out here. Snacks getting engaged on. Might get rooted by the Gideon. Not able to get around the wall. Does get stunned out by the Terra, though, so he can't get it. Snacks lives 1 HP. Yinyo potentially looking for the right click. Could get the kill. Both players 1 HP. Able to get out of there. Sevrog taking a trip back to base. Not too much happening here. Surprised we didn't see first blood drop there. Yinyo gonna pick up Seedling. Gideon gonna help him there. Eden actually in mid lane for some reason. Kind of a strange rotation. Not sure how he got that much prio to do so, but it is what it is. Sevrog trying to farm here. Still does not have 40 stacks yet. Should be close to it, I imagine. 32 CS. Down 400 gold in the solo lane. Mid laner going Combustion for Snacks, looks like. Not sure what the Gideon will be going. He could be going a lot of different items here. Gives up about 200 gold. Not too much of a disparity here. Surprising considering solo lane is down a bit. It seems Yinyo is also not up after getting that 2 cap. He's actually not up in XP yet. Not really sure why neither team has decided to develop a lead yet. I would personally just hit more minions than the other team, but I'm just different, I guess. A little bit of dual lane actions. Poke going out on the Tanjiro. A little bit of a wave freeze from the side of Wailing Whale. Is going to be slow pushing into the side of Taxes while Yinyo is in the jungle lurking. Might be setting themselves up to get ganked, looking for some wards, but not going to be deep enough, unfortunately. Something that I heard Jay Heffel is known to hear on the regular. Snacks clearing some waves, freezing, looking for some jungle pressure. Might see something going on Fangtooth here. Yinyo looking to gank the duo lane, seeing if they have any wards. We see Kale looking for a play here on the gold buff. Doesn't get the dash, hits the stun. No other follow-up coming out. Mid lane, Snacks getting caught on the rotation. Gonna get a little bit of poke. Put onto him. Might be a Fangtooth pull here. Yinyo feeling himself. Knows he can't hit Smite, though, so he's going to go walk towards mid lane because he doesn't want to risk the 50-50. That would be embarrassing. Snacks might be sniffing this one out as the Terra does have vision on the Zarus. Going to get engaged on, though. Rooted in the Gideon ult. Going to try to trade out damage. Going to go down to the Zarus, giving him 5 power off the cage. Decker in mid lane. Might be looking for a play. TB left alone. Wave pushing towards him. We do see Stefan going back to dual lane. Might get gone on. Steel dashes in. Doesn't get anything, though. Yinyo invading 2 camp here. Entry trying to stop it. Not quite able to. Gonna get to his 40 stacks, though. See a little bit of pressure putting out in the dual lane. Stefan here with the Terra. Doesn't really find any of the CCs, though. Misses the root. Misses the stun. Did hit the cage. A little bit of poke out. Might be a Fangtooth here, depending on if they know where the Zarus is. They do have a bit of prio here after that poke, and I don't think the Gideon has reset yet. It does not look like he has. Does he have mana? He's about half mana. He's resetting now. This is a good Fangtooth pull. They're going to actually just trade out Mini Prime on the side attacks. Good heads-up play by the side of Wailing Whales to recognize they can pull this with the jungler on the other side. Kinbo thinking about that follow. Sevrog in solo lane, coming off the mini prime play. Might need the TP out here. Gonna be a little greedy trying to get that wave under tower. Might get punished for it. Doesn't seem like he will. Yinyo just gonna take a reset. Mini prime going over to the side of the solo laner. Yinyo actually getting his back stopped. This could open up an invade opportunity for the Terra. See if he does anything with that. Dual lane. Stefan putting out some prio. They do get a wave freeze here. Tanjiro down a bit of CS. About 15 right now. But he'll get some of that back on this wave pushing right now. Entropy looking to get river buff. W play by W solo laner. Not a host. Snack's been getting every river buff this game. All the help he could possibly need. Still down 200 gold, though, even though he's up in CS, which is a little bit surprising. Not sure how that happens, considering they also have Fangtooth. Potentially a little bit of a plate diff, but there's no plates down yet. Solo lane looking like a gank by the Terra. Sevrog ults the Acheron into tower. Has mini prime, so he's playing aggro. Getting the double suck. Gets the execute. Massive heal from the Acheron. Terra still here beating ass, fighting in the mini prime minions. Akram putting cock in ass right now. Straight up destroying Entropy after all the shit talk he was doing in the interview, actually getting pounded in the solo lane right now by Akram. Let's just say they don't call him Cockerum for nothing, BKB. Inyo getting an invade off on the 5 camp. Not only do they miss that gank into solo lane, but they also get invaded. The double punish, gonna maybe lose Seedling here as well as Inyo goes to pick that one up. Not actually gonna elect to take it though for some reason. With the Gideon there, full prio. Not sure why we're not taking the Seedling. A little bit of a strange play. Gonna push the wave first for some reason. I don't know about that one, considering the enemy mid laner was not in position, but I guess they get it either way, so it doesn't really matter. Dual lane, a little bit of pressure put out here by the TB, just kind of a neutral lane right now. Nothing too crazy going on here. Akram up 800 gold in the solo lane. Majority of the lead. Also seeing 800 gold in the jungle. Stun, missed. Stefan might need to go into the practice range, hit the steel bot a little bit, because that aim is looking rough. Big steel ult on to 2. Tanjiro looking to dash in, goes on the TB, a little bit of poke, flashes out. The Terra's here though, goes on to Tanjiro, gets the dash in, flashes forward, gets killed. Free kill for the side of Whales, going to pick up Kale as well. 2 for nothing there. Should be able to get some tower plates, but the Yinyo is on this side of the map, so they got to be a little bit careful. Gideon looking toward deep on the 2 camp. Going to try to play for some plates here. Yinyo could play for this. TB is half HP. No flash available. Entropy still sitting in solo lane. Yinyo here with the gank. We just talked about this. Missed stun by Stefan. Not going to be able to save the TB. Got to give stacks over to Yinyo. All that for 100 gold. Not sure why we would do that. A bag of chips maybe, but 100 gold. Not quite the way you want to trade your ADC's life for 5 power to the Zorus. Gonna be snowballing a bit here on the pick. You don't want to see snowballing. He did go the dash augment though. Might be a little bit of a bozo move. Not going the stacking augment. Thinking he's going to get an early lead, which he is, but will fall off a little bit later in the game, where I think the Terra starts to outscale. Not sure I agree with the Mutilator coming out of Terra first item. Going to be very squishy in these fights. Might just end up dying before objectives even happen. A little bit of a weird build here coming out of Shashi, in my opinion. Going to be going into Gaia Greaves. Mid lane tower getting pressured by 3. Zorus looking for another invade, getting no help for little Shashi on his 2 camp. Akron here. Big shield coming out of the Terra. Gets the ult out of Akron. Going to get poked down by the Howitzer. Going to go down actually. Getting an ult onto 2. Only gets a little bit of poke. Zorus does trade out the Terra. Stacks under pressure from Kale. 1 HP, getting chased down by Yinyo, maybe looking for another right click. Entropy trying to slow them down. Hits the root into a body block. Good play. Yinyo flashes forward, misses the right click. Can't be doing that if you want to be good at the game. Maybe that's why we're not at the top of the leaderboard. Not sure how he missed that one. That was the easiest throw I've ever seen. But you know, sometimes spirit throws are like smites, you just can't hit them. See Fangtooth being pulled here from the side of Tax. The Wailing Whales do know that this is going on, though. Shashi coming on the right side. Little bit of a pincer maneuver here coming out of the Wailing Whales. Not sure this is a good play, trying to play some mind games. Tanjiro getting poked out. Akron getting the root. Has no escape now. Can get gone on. No ultimate either. Shashi looking for the kill. Jay Heffel on the back. Going to pick up the Akron. Tanjiro dashes in to Entropy. Fangtooth goes down to the side of Taxes, though. 1 for 1. Snacks goes down. Gideon dies to the Terra. Kale, 1 HP. Entropy not able to get that kill. Yinyo does go down, though. Shut down to the side of Wailing Whales. See if they could get Tanjiro as well. And the incredible play by Entropy to make him dash into the wall instead of to himself, and actually gets the kill. Incredible play from the controller. Goat Entropy. They used to call him a troll, and now he's taking their goddamn tournament points. Get this guy on the team. Oh, wait. He's already on one. I gotta be quiet before Gag comes in here and beats me. She's still sleeping. I forgot how early it is. It's entropy instead of entropy. Same thing. Bro, you ever woke a girl up when she's sleeping? Think she won't come in here and punch me in the face live on stream? That's what I'm saying, crazy. I can't have this much energy this early, dude. You know what it is? Because I drank my full cup of coffee already. I might need to make another one. Well, that was a 3-for-1 trade. They did end up getting their first Fangtooth on the side of Yinyo's team. Actual even game here, 500 gold differential. Mostly coming out of the solo lane as Entropy is down 1,500 gold in the solo lane. But on the flip side, J Heffel up 1,500 gold on to Tanjiro. Maybe that Skylar band did a little bit more damage than we thought. Tanjiro might not be able to play any other picks. At this moment, Snacks looking for some damage in the back, looks for a mine, gets two, looking for an ult, looking for Acheron, does dash in, looking to find Kale, does find it. Yinyo gets the ult onto the Terra, trade here, ADC goes down. J Heffel dropping his bounty, not what you want to see out of your ADC after giving him some kills. Gold lead gonna be kind of diminished here in the duo lane after that one. Snack still here, full HP, looking for some poke, trying to stop this mini prime pull. They could definitely stop this. Gonna look for some missiles here potentially. Portal L, Acheron 1 HP. Does he get the right click? Enough damage, and he does find the kill. Snacks, who would have thought he could play Howitzer? I thought he was just an Iggy one trick. Entropy in the backline, looking for Yinyo. Not able to find the root. Yinyo getting up to the ledge to his tier 2. Gonna get out of there. Tanjiro free farming this whole time. Gag is in the chat. She's already awake. Oh, God. Look, if I suddenly stop talking, I've been beaten. Why is Tax throwing an objective? I think this is a little bit of a disrespect coming out of Tax, giving, again, Wales their perfect team comp. If there was ever a team comp that Wales were going to go for, this was going to be it. Battle Smelly, thank you for the sub, by the way. I appreciate the 3 months. Welcome back to the Bird Nest. Hope you're enjoying the content, man. Thank you for the sub. Stream pause incoming. I'm just saying. Looks like the Terra coming into river buffs. Snacks getting some free rivers. Looks like we got no anti-heal coming out of Schwimmity here. I'm not sure I agree with this build. No anti-heal coming out. Other than that, most builds look kind of normal. A little bit of a time warp coming out from the Decker. A little bit weird. Again, I still don't agree with the Mutilator, but it's not bad. Country maybe going into Crystalline Cuirass. Not actually sure what item this is. Oh, it is... I think this is actually Inquisition, if I'm not mistaken. One of the newer items added to the game. Looking for some poke on a Yinyo. Not sure what we're doing here. This is not a good position. Kale is here first. Entropy here, though. Schwimmity, 3-man ultimate. Good stasis. Yinyo, 1 HP. Goes down to Entropy. Execute. Snacks flashes out. Gets stunned anyways, though. Acheron here trying to eat some ass. Shoshi here with some damage. Does have that Mutilator to heal him up. Spectator fucking me while I'm trying to watch. Stunned by Stefan is good. Shoshi, 1 HP. Ults when he's about to die. I don't know about that one. Does actually end up living. Entropy chasing the Gideon down in the backline, does find the kill, but the Zarus gets the trade onto the Sevarog, probably uses his flash there. Stefan trying to get some poke on a Kale, 1 HP. Entropy looking for the cutoff, might be able to find it. Does dash in and actually gets it. Executed with the dash, kind of disrespectful. Acheron still here in the back. J Heffel has finally decided to show up. Drops his ult onto Little Kitty's forehead. Little bit of a crime. Somebody might need to call PETA, because I'm not sure that's legal. Fangtooth does spawn. Entropy going to take a reset here. Little Kitty still poked out. Also going to back. Going to be a big fight on this Fangtooth. But Wailing Whales does have a little bit of the tempo advantage as Kale did die last in that fight. While also being on the weak side for Fangtooth, they're going to have to walk past the wall to be able to get vision here. Make the team name smaller. They're pissing you off. I could do that. Is this good? How's that crazy? Gonna pick up some river buffs. Gonna try to be strong for this objective. Better but still large. What do you want me to do about it? Flush it with hero icons. See? That's the first good thing somebody said. Fangtooth going to be picked up here. Let me do this real quick while I can. Fangtooth going the way of Wailing Whales. Going to be getting a gun on here. Kale looking for a big engage. Stefan, big Gideon ult in the cage. J-Heffa 1 HP. Shashi putting in the work that he can. 1 for nothing so far. Big damage coming out of Snacks. He comes over the top. Not going to be too much more that Tax could probably get here. Maybe they get the Decker if they're lucky. Yinyo probably can't get there, though. He can't hit those right clicks, as we already saw earlier. Going to be a trade for the Tier 1 tower in dual lane. Possibly Tier 1 tower in mid lane. They do secure that second Fangtooth, though. A little bit of out-of-combat movement speed for Wailing Whales. Going to help them get around the map here. But they do lose 2 objectives in their Tier 1 towers. But I think that's a trade that they're willing to take, considering they do put a lot of pressure onto that Primal Fangtooth, forcing their team basically to making sure that they never give that up, or they give up the triple buff. I should do interviews. I did an interview with Fix earlier. Sorry, with Entropy earlier, and he was talking mad shit, considering how that laning phase went, though. He wishes he didn't. Down 2,000 gold coming out of the solo lane. Tax actually still up 2k after that Fangtooth fight. Getting a slow lead here. Snacks even. Solo lane down 2,000 gold. Pretty much the entire differential. J-Heffel still up 1,200 though. Stefan even. So jungle about 700 in the way of Yinyo. Not too much of a gap there. Mostly just the solo lane. Gonna be a Shaper pulled here though. A little bit of a interesting play. Not getting punished for this. No team fight gonna occur. 1,500 gold in the pockets of Tax for free. Plus wave prio. Unless Yinyo missed that smite. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen that. But it does look like they have secured it as the ceiling is coming down the lane now. Wales does have the better late game team comp. They do have the Severog plus Howitzer combo, much stronger. The only real late game pick here from the side of Tax is the ADC, the Eden, as Yinyo did not go the scaling augment. He is going to start to fall off a little bit here, so I think that 700 gold lead not going to be as impactful as it could be had he went a little bit of a different augment here. Got a 3-man collapse here onto Eden. Entropy cutting off the exit route. He actually gets his back off from the 3-man collapse. Insane from Tanjiro to get out of there in time. Must have sniffed the dirty feet of Shashi walking through the jungle, stopping around in those boots, smelling it up. Snacks in the solo lane looking to gank the Akron. Akron does have the web sling to get out of there. Not really put under pressure. Shashi in mid lane getting engaged on. Is a Terra though. Very hard character to kill. CC immune for like 10 seconds. A little bit AIDS in my opinion. So I've done it full stacks 22 minutes. It might be a bug. With I know some of the skins are bugged. It's just the mask skin. No, it's just a bug. He has full stacks. What are you talking about? You're just blind. Give notifications on kills and objective secures. They should be on. If they're not, I don't know how to do it. He just got it. He has been getting absolutely bodied in the lane. He does have 174 CS, so that would check out. He actually elected to not finish his item to go Fist of Razul. Interesting decision there, considering he went double tier 2 items into Fist of Razul. Not sure I agree with that. Potentially thought he was building a different item than he actually was. He also was going double magic defense here. I'm not sure. Potentially Entropy might be having a stroke right now. Maybe let his sister play the game. I'm not sure what that build is that I'm looking at. Do see 0 magic defense coming out of Shashi. Triple magical team composition from the enemy team, by the way. Entropy actually losing this trade as he does not have enough magic defense to actually stop his Akron from beating his ass. Akron going the physical damage build. A lot of magical damage Akron players recently. Physical damage build still very good, especially if you're going to go a little bit more of a tankier style. A little bit of poke coming out from Tax onto Shashi. Does have that mutilator though, so he can sustain. Not too much happening here. Team's just kind of dancing around, waiting for posture, trying to get a pick so that they can get this orb prime. Fourth Fang, aka Primal Fangtooth, about to respawn. Wailing Whales does have insane priority on this, as they do have 2 Fangtooths, can force the fight whenever they want to. Not sure they want to, though, considering how behind Entropy is just not existent in this game. Picking Severog to be down 3,000 gold is not exactly what you want to do when you play Severog. Big Fopples, thank you for the 27 months, man. If they're so big and floppy, let me see them. I'm just saying. Hope you're doing well, though. Thank you for the 27 months. Do you see tier 1 going down? Still just a little bit of a posture battle. The later the game goes, the better it is for Wailing Whales here. Get some team cop drops if you can today. You'll need it. I got sheer fucking will. Entry getting poked out. Shashi maybe getting caught in the jungle. He does have to be... He might not be able to get stunned, but he does have to be careful of Yinyo's cage. Can still lock him down. Fangtooth going to be pulled by Taxers. They know the Decker's on the other side of the map, but might be a little bit of ambitious play as Yinyo's getting kind of poked out here. Shashi maybe looking for a flash in. Yinyo half HP. Did not use his Q to block the fire breath. Might be a little bit of a bozo move. Shashi getting engaged on here. He is caged. Does get the CC immunity. Has not used his ult yet for some reason. Entropy getting solo ulted by the steal. Snacks not able to get any damage off in here. Yinyo half HP. Wave set against them. Deckers decided to show up. Snacks didn't even realize there was a team fight going on, but still took half of his HP somewhere. Maybe to minions. I don't know what he's doing over here. Nowhere near his teammates. Perhaps if we had some of this howitzer damage, somebody could have died there. Shashi in the jungle. A little bit of a heater first game that we have here. I did get an interview with Yinyo a few days ago, and he was talking about how Wailing Whales is much below them, and they 3-0'd them in scrims. Looking like a little bit of an even game here, though. Not sure why he was yapping so much, considering how close this game is. I certainly wouldn't have been. Shashi dashes into 3, gets half HP'd immediately, realizes the terrible decision, ends up dashing out of there. Big ult by Severog onto 3, though. Too bad it's all tanks. You're not really getting any damage off. Akron does go down here. Big kill could open up the game here for the side of Wailing Whales. Shashi does have the reset. Only person on the side of Whales that has the reset. Wave pushing against them in both side lanes. A little bit of a misplay here. Yinyo gonna go in. Gets stunned out by Stefan, though. Awesome stun max. Absolutely insane stun. Shashi living 1 HP with the mutilator and the double shield. He's alive. Yinyo can't believe it. Stefan, 1 HP, getting engaged on Schwimity. About to go down here to Snacks. Snacks actually getting stunned up by Kale. Gonna live. Entropy getting the kill potentially onto Tanjiro here. Kale not able to find Snacks. Snacks does pick up Schwimity in the back line. Entropy trying to get the Eden, not quite able to as he's up on the ledge. Does get his backstop by the Terra, though. He will go down here. Stacks maybe trying to end his life away. Double side waves again against the side of Whales. Not really playing the wave management that they should, but they're going to get third Fangtooth here most likely, and that's pretty good for them. Not sure if they can burn it in time before the Akron comes up. They got about 15 seconds. They do have Terra with the Mutilator. Should go down in time, but it'll be kind of close. Yeah, I think Gideon has combustion. They actually managed to save their tier 2 tower, actually bouncing the wave on left side. I thought for sure they were going to lose that tower, but it actually bounced the wave. A little bit of a luck there on the side of Wailing Whales, on top of the fact that they got a free pick on the Cockerum on that Acheron. Yinyo also, again, inting for Shashi, not quite able to get it flashed in, ulted. Got immediately stunned by Stefan. Fantastic stun out of the support on the side of Wailing Whales, potentially carrying this game after Entropy tried to throw it as hard as possible. Still down 2,500 gold in that solo lane from the winning position here. Primal Fangtooth, the side of Wailing Whales, third Fangtooth as well. I think there's a little bit of a team comp differential here. Again, giving Wailing Whales 4 of the 5 picks that they want in every role. Snacks actually showing up on the howitzer, not something I would have expected. Definitely has been watching the stream, taking notes, learning how to play that pick, because he certainly could not play that a week ago. Orb Prime pulled by Shashi. Stefan in the pit. 4 guys in the pit. Entropy trying to take on 5 guys in the enemy team's jungle right now just to delay them on this Orb Prime pull. Gonna walk away. Orb Prime 4k HP. We'll see if Yinyo looks for the steal. Probably not as on the other side of the map. Didn't even want to get embarrassed because he knew if he tried, he'd miss anyways. Entropy looking to set that solo lane wave. Going to be a 4-1 split here for mid lane. Sevrog in the solo lane. Should win every 1v1. Double buffed up. Full stacks. Can't be any stronger than he is right now. Does, again, have still a weird build, just building raw HP. Not sure why we have so many tier 2 items and not a full one. 4-1 split going down mid lane. Steel Wall coming out, trying to delay this push. Sevrog on the tower. Just going to be a slow 4-1 here. Play a little bit by the book. Left wave against them, though. Not fantastic there. They are going to probably end up losing their tier 2 on this push, but they should get 2 inhibitors here. Most likely looking to play off the Decker stun, potentially long-range root from Shashi. Getting a little bit poked out, though. Does need to heal off the wave. Potentially they stop clearing just so Shashi can get a little bit of Mutilator value. Does walk in, gets poked out even harder. Need to wait for the Sevrog to get some pressure on the right side so that they can actually push here. If they wait too long, they might actually end up losing the inhib on the left side of the map. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Sevrog just trying to get a little bit of poke on the tower with this mini prime. Going to be a mid lane push here with the wave coming in. Stefan looking for a stun. Shashi went to heal up in the jungles. Come back. Big ult by Kale. Stasis immediately out of the howitzer. Might have actually cost him the life. Big ultimate combination here coming out of the side of Tax. Actually being able to defend. Acheron does go down. Nothing going down on the side of Tax. Good defense. Big cage by Yinyo to get 3 Kale. 1 HP. Needs to watch out for that controller damage. He does not miss auto attacks, pal. You need to be careful. Left wave gonna be pushing into this inhib. Whales need to reset. Tax AP actually picking up the Sevrog with that ultimate in the end. Schwimmity might have ran it down. Able to get out of there. Nobody catching this left wave again. Inhib gonna go down on the side of Whales. A little bit of a throw from them as they lose Inhib and lose the Siege with double buff. Not sure how that happens. Need to get somebody back to base, set your waves, and play a little bit smarter. Gotta watch out for the big engages here. They do have a good team fight composition again with this Acheron Gideon. Talked about a little bit pre-game when we were talking about draft. Acheron, Zorus, Steel, big combos. We talked about the Rifty, Blink Riftying into a Steel ult. Gonna force out actives, gonna force out flashes, gonna force out stasises, things like that. Gideon ult comes in over the top, catches them in the Gideon ult. No mobility, no flashes, no stasis. And that's gonna be a free fight for the side of Tax. Good defense. What's up, Steven? This is game 1. This is game 1, Norp. We are locked in for an absolute heater of a set. Fangtooth spawning. Shashi trying to set waves. Maybe not the person you want setting the waves. That is your jungle. Deep wards coming out from Tax. Ward in the pit still, though, from the side of Whales. Going to get spotted by this mid lane ward support ward. A little bit of damage there, though, from Snacks trying to get poke on this ward, trying to bait it a little bit. Just see the Terra rotating back over. Not sure if he actually set that wave correctly or not. Might still bounce into them. What is BTA? BTA is belt to ass, aka what Entropy has been getting all game, as Cockrum has been pounding him in that solo lane. Does look like the wave is not set for them. Entropy gonna go over there and try to set that now. Might be a little bit late. They do know the Zorus has reset, so they do got a little bit of time. Gotta be careful of getting engaged on here, though. Probably gonna be a reset, and we just wait for the Steel's flash to come up, as that's kind of their entire engage entry. Setting that wave for them. Will slow push into the inhibitor. Gonna force somebody to rotate over and catch this wave at some point. Could open up an opportunity here for Wailing Whales. You thought Tax was beating us? What happened? Like, all I'm saying is I said when I was making the bracket, I put Wailing Whales over Tax. Yinyo was talking about 3-0ing them in scrims and how it's going to be an easy 2-0 for them. Easy matchup. 35-minute heater here. Coming out in the round 1 of the Soul Reaper SoulxGazoo Classic. Yinyo potentially eating his words here. Again, the later this game goes, the better it does get for Wailing Whales. They do have that scaling team comp. Again, not sure why Yinyo decided to go the dash augment. Maybe regretting it now that we're 35 minutes into this game. Thought he was going to close it out in 20. Didn't realize he couldn't count, though. And he's locked into a 40-minute absolute heater. Looking for the route on to the Gideon. Not quite able to find it. Portal's out of there. Not much going on here. Take a look at the builds. A little bit of a Enra's Blessing coming out of Stefan. Get a little bit of a shield for his teammates. Might have saved Shashi earlier in the game. Legacy coming out of the Terra. A little bit weird considering he already has CC immunity in his kit. Decided he wants a little bit more. Not sure that makes that much of a difference. Entropy still holding on to this tier 2 Bandit Emerald. Not sure why he's doing that. Just finish your item, you absolute bozo. Jay Heffel with an Ashbringer. A little bit of an interesting choice here considering he also doesn't have that much mana with the Grenade Augment. Gonna be slamming abilities down. Also goes Perforator instead of Demolisher. Lacking a little bit of crit. Severog getting poked out here. Might get caged by Yinyo, but he can just ult the Zorus out and break the cage whenever he wants to. So not quite the target you want to go for as Yinyo wave pushed into the way of Wailing Whales. On the other side, we see a Viper coming out from Tanjiro. No Demolisher as well. No percent pen, really, other than Viper. Not the best percent pen item in the game, but it's definitely solid. Does help your team out. A little bit weird considering he does have 3 magical characters on his team. So kind of strange pickup there. We also see the Rebirth coming out of Kale. Going to be looking to int his life away. Snacks getting engaged on here. Has to ult. Kale, 1 HP. Acro ult coming out. Cage also comes out. Kale, 1 HP. This could be a throw by Tax here as they look to be hard losing this fight. Entry in the back, trying to get his lick back onto Little Kitty. Not quite able to find it. The healing coming through. Shashi pushing forward. Not able to find any kills. Yinyo, 1 HP. Gets rooted by the Severog. Does go down here to the Q. Actually, lives 1 HP. No, he does go down to the Severog passive. Tax AP trying to get some damage off. Looking to dash in onto Shashi. Does bait out the dash. Actually gets the stun coming off of that. Free kill going the way of Wailing Whales. And it looks like the side of Tax might be throwing. They do have the wave pushing into solo lane, though. Gonna get another free tier 2. Wailing Whales gonna reset here. Entry trying to pressure this mid lane tower, keep them in base as long as possible. Looks like a Fangtooth gonna be picked up, but they are again gonna lose this right tier 2. Potentially another inhibitor if they're not paying attention. Might be losing this game to minions. A little bit strange here. What's up, Blood? How are you doing today? You see Fangtooth picked up. Also, Crazy Fool, if you or anybody else that's streaming the tournament, I don't know if you are streaming it, wish to co-stream, feel free to hit the knock button. Or let me know and I'll hit the knock button in between games when I get a chance. Absolute heater here. Orb Prime going out to the side of Whales. Snack's going to greed himself 50% HP. Still at 3v5, but a little bit greedy. Gonna heal off the river buff. Actually gives it to the ADC to give him some mana. Jay Heffel with that Ashbringer, putting in some work this game. You're not sure, but you appreciate it. I wasn't sure who was going to, but I just figured I'd say that. We can't be losing to Whales. Tax fulfilling the prophecy. I'm just saying, in my bracket, I got Whales beating Tax. Tax, underrated team, has been slowly getting better. One of the longest form teams in the game. Not a lot of teams stick together this long. 4 of these guys, all friends in real life, I believe, have been grinding this game. All play on controller. Picked up Snacks. Didn't even know he was on controller. 5 controller team here. Anybody says you can't play on controller, lock in. Simple as that. Stop coping. Stop with the excuses. Get better at the game. Shashi putting belt to ass right now, even though he was losing early game. 460 CS coming out of the jungle there. On the side of Wales, Shashi actually up 1,000 gold, 5k gold lead for the side of Wales. Getting to that late game 6 item slots, not quite able to get any further. Gold lead matters a lot less at this point in the game, as people are starting to near full build. Like any gold on this howitzer, not going to do that much for them. Both mid laners full build. J-Heffel full build. Tanjiro, a little bit off full build, not too much. Little Kitty, full build, full item up in the solo lane. Actually, Entropy backing for a full Tainted Guard. 3k gold in his pocket, it seemed. Should have spread that around to the team a little bit. Do see a 3-1-1 split, little bit greedy here. Just need that Decker to push the wave in. Should get a free tier 2, play a little bit slow. Hopefully they don't get that flash engage on this time. Shrimity portaling into the duo lane. This would be an easy collapse if that was me, but they're going to let that happen. Kale gets into the double dash on the backline, double stun. Big poke from Kale there on the backline, surprisingly. Does take a little bit himself. Entropy getting poked out. Snacks can't hit some missiles. Need to lock in that Iggy and Scorch so he gets auto-aim turrets because he can't aim clearly. Inhib going to be getting poked down on the right side. Decker pushing left. Going to actually end up rotating over there. Not going to keep pushing left. Not sure why we're deciding to take a 5v5 instead of keep pressuring every lane. Decker back into mid. Looking for some poke. Primal Fangtooth is gone, so it's just Prime that they're defending against here. Inhib going down in the mid lane for Wailing Whales. Or sorry, for Tax. Taken from Wailing Whales. Right side Inhib goes down as well. Gonna be left. 3 Inhibs down. We'll see if they try to end off this mini, or off this orb. If they end up dying here, they could throw the game. We'll see if that happens or not. They got Orb Prime for about 45 more seconds. We'll see if they can push here. Shashi getting poked out. Needs to sustain a little bit. Trying to use that Mutilator. Entropy shoving right lane. Yinyo going in on Shashi. Gets the cage. Gets turned around. Fucking slammed. Yinyo goes down. Gideon big ult onto 2. Stacks putting out some damage here. Stefan free casting. Shashi still alive. Mutilator shields. He's doing it all. Entropy ending the game in the back, though. Not helping his teammates. He does not care. He is going for the core. He said, forget the team fight. I'm winning the game. Backdoor coming out of Entropy. Little bit of a coward move there, though. But after the belting he got in laning phase, I can see why he wanted to play against minions. Takes the core down, and we win the game here for Wailing Whales. Yinyo eating his words right now after that game 1. See a little bit of a blue word coming out here. Maybe scared of Yinyo getting some cheese, potentially. Unfortunately, it seems like some teams are getting affected by the ice storm coming out of the northeast in the eastern side of the U.S. today. Unfortunate, but what can you do, really? When something like that happens, a little bit out of everybody's control, sadly. Take a look at some of the augments. We do see Make It Rain, Yinyo with the cooldown reduction. Little Kitty playing the Sevrog. Gonna try to show Entropy how it's done after that last game. Entropy picking the Aurora into it. We do see the ult augment coming out of Shashi. Not sure if that's a little bit of a misclick or he's onto some technology that we haven't seen before. Not sure about that augment. Might be a little bit grief, but he won the last game, so I'll let him do his thing. I got entertain the idea of giving you a sword. Unfortunately, I don't trust anybody enough. Not gonna lie. Entropy getting a little bit of the upper hand in this lane this time. Not the same as last game. Stefan not able to hit any hooks. Might need to go watch some Crazy Fool gameplay. Take some notes. It does seem like Kale also not quite able to hit some hooks. Honestly, might not be the picks for you guys. Shashi with the invade on a 3 camp. Yinyo does not know this is going on yet. Shashi with a free invade on the 3 camp, trying to look to punish them for playing Kalari Sevrog double weak side. On the solo side, should be a free fight for Shashi. Looking for the gank. Actual double root into the stun. Doesn't catch the dash, though. Maybe we hold one of those CCs a little bit longer. Does get a free 3 camp, though. Gonna take a reset. Yinyo just behind now for the rest of the game. Down a full camp. Might be able to get 5 camp on the way back if he's lucky, but probably just going to take a trip to River Buff and try to get a kill. Actually sees his 3 camp down, ends up walking towards River, looking for a mid lane gank, does have the invisibility. Schwimmity getting kind of bodied right now. Snacks putting the work on him. Yinyo on the opposite side, looking for the play on the cross river. Trying to catch Snacks on the drop down. Yinyo with the river buff. Does get spotted out by Snacks, though. He does see him on the ward. Calls it out to the dual lane. They back up. Snacks not getting a river buff. Starved a little bit. He does have the mana augment, though, so he shouldn't care too much. Also has the minor augment as well, so he should be fine on mana for the entire game. Doesn't really need any river buffs. Just needs some belt to put the Schwimmity's ass. Dual lane under tower. Frozen from the side of Tax, but they do have Skylar. Skylar not actually able to freeze waves fully, as her passive will automatically push for you, so not too much to worry about here for the dual lane of Wailing Whales. Yinyo back onto the duo side, coming off his 5 camp, hasn't reset yet. He does actually have a reset. He is the short blade. Terra going into the mutilator. See if he tries to invade 4 camp off this 2 camp on this rotation, as he invaded 3 last time. Sand for real. Thank you for the follow. Crimson Dagger. Thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate it. We'll go back to the bird nest. Shashi maybe looking to go mid lane. Yinyo also looking to come mid. Kale warding deep on the blue side. Finding nothing's up there. Shashi going to the seedling. Gonna be a trade here from the junglers. Stefan getting pressured a little bit. Kale not quite able to hit some hooks. Hits one finally. Gets the mez. Stefan taking some poke. Doesn't really care too much. Double wave going under tower. Yinyo lurking in mid lane. Looking for Snacks. Trying to pick on the weakest link. Snacks bounced around. Walks out. No fucks given. Doesn't even use the flash. High level hold here. Coming out of the mid laner from Wales. Not burning his flash for no reason. Doesn't panic. Just knows he can walk out of there. And gets out for free. Entropy. Gonna get his flash forced here. Maybe end up baiting Yinyo into Shashi. Just takes the flash and walks away. Good patience from Yinyo to just take the small win instead of greeting. Trying to get a kill that he's not able to secure. Fangtooth spawned. Ward still deep in the blue side. Shashi spotted from this mid lane ward. Not too much going on. A small gold lead on the side of Wales, but nothing too significant. Not even a tier 1 item yet. Maybe I should have got some fucking cough drops. Please do not talk about games in here, in my chat, unless it is actively updated on the bracket already. If it's not updated on the bracket, do not type it in my chat. I will time you out. Let's not do that, please. Free D wards going for Shashi. Up about half a level on Yinyo, I think. Maybe a little bit less. Dual lane getting a little bit of the advantage here for the side of Wailing Whales. Going to get gold buff. Entry still beating on the Sevarog in the solo lane. Sev still getting some stacks, though. Only down 3 CS. Honestly, if you're Sevarog, you are more than happy with this lane right now. Just getting some free stacks. Tier 1 shoulder pads online much earlier than Entry was able to do last game. Ultimate use just to clear the wave. Maybe get a little bit of prio to get a free reset. As he is out of mana. Wave going to get pushed. Little Kitty should be able to catch a freeze here pretty easily if he wants to. Might just clear the wave and look to rotate, maybe to river buff, or take it back himself. Just going to collect some stacks. Yinyo on the side of the map, Snacks warding the Fangtooth. A lot of wards on the left side of the map. Shashi coming off the 2 camp, maybe looks for a mid lane gank. Gonna just actually cross to duo side. Very slow game here. Looks like I'm watching EU kind of falling asleep. Need some active action here. Potentially we see a Fangtooth play coming out. Shashi maybe ganking dual lane, looking to the Fangtooth after. Mini Prime actually getting pulled here from the side of Yinyo's team. Unresponded to by the side of Wailing Whales. They don't even really know this is going on. Gonna be a free Mini Prime going to Sevarog plus 5 stacks and wave prio for the rest of the game. This is a really bad play here from the side of Wailing Whales allowing this to go down, but Yinyo actually hits his smite for once and decides to not give the mini prime to the Sevarog. Might have been a major misplay here from Yinyo, not allowing his Sevarog to freely farm. Not sure I agree with that. Zero pressure put on him. Decided to try to hit smite, said I can do it. Look, Dad. Not impressive, but nobody else is there, buddy. Shashi gonna take a reset here. Yinyo trying to take this mini prime potentially into a Fangtooth. Only reason I could see him trying to take it, but I think it's, again, still a little bit of a misplay. So he's just gonna farm, and I do think they still lose that 4v4 potentially, depending on the CC chain coming out from Snack's route into a grab potentially. Shashi in the dual lane along with Yinyo. Stefan gets pulled out of his hook, not able to grab anybody. Does get the ult on of Yinyo, though, off the silence. Big damage coming out from Jay Heffel. Yinyo, 1 HP, has many prime still. Shashi here. Stefan lives. 1 foot in the grave, though. Snacks trying to stop Schwimity from walking in. 3v3 here. Yinyo getting spotted out. Does jump up. Gets the ult onto Jay Heffel. Gets the kill. Shashi flashes up. Sorry, it uses the Blast Flower to get up there. Argus ult coming out, no damage coming out here. Yinyo free casting. Sustaining off that sustain from the Kalari passive. Ends up going down to the Skylar ult. Absolutely blasted. Backshots coming out to the Terra. Can't say I'd mind some of that. Fangtooth going to go to the side of Tax. Looking like a much better game from them. Mini Prime value actually coming out for once. Still disagree with taking that on the side of Tax, but seems to have worked out for them. Akram looking for some poke on the Aurora, trying to push him off the wave. Doesn't quite get it. Yinyo getting a free seedling. Going to get an even larger lead here in the jungle. Little bit of a gold disparity here. Yinyo up 300 gold. Only 1,000 gold for the whole team, though. Not quite as big of a lead as they had last game, so really could go either way. There was about a 4,000 gold lead in the last game in about 20 minutes. We'll see if they can maintain that kind of pace. Currently not looking like they'll be able to generate that much of a lead, but Yinyo has been having an impact on the map. Looks like he's probably going to back here for his crest. Shashi again with this Mutilator. I still think it's a little bit of a weak first item, but it does scale really well into the game. Does make you quite squishy early game, as we saw in the dual lane. Kind of blasted by that Skylar ult at half HP. Obliterated. Aurora coming out, ulting the wave again. A little bit of interesting play. Surprising we're not seeing any proxying coming out from the Aurora. Kind of what you do when you play the pick is you just want to clear waves and go proxy because you can't really be punished. Yinyo in the dual lane, coming off the Morn ult on Invis. Not quite able to find the 2. The ult from the Skylar is good, though. Again, Tanjiro's best pick. Would have liked to see this banned out in the first phase as opposed to the Kwong, in my opinion. Kalari looking for mid lane, lurking in the back, trying to get an invade. Nothing going on. Might look for Snacks coming behind the tier 1. Decides it's not really worth trying to wait for that blue buff. Shashi coming in, gonna put some belt to ass if he catches him on this. Catching Yinyo with his hand in the cookie jar. Might look to punish him for this. Give him a little bit of a spanking, if you will. Does have that full Mutilator. Yinyo does get the smite, secures the objective. Gets his 2 stunned out, though. Great stun by Snacks. Yinyo going over the wall. Good movement from him. Stunned, though. Dead. Hand in the cookie jar. Gets caught by the cookie monster. Shashi putting him down. Excuse me. Jay Heffel actually finding that kill. Ends up finding the kill on the Morn as well. Shashi looking for the stun. Big damage onto Schwimity. Skylar 1 HP. Gonna go down to Jay Heffel. Jay Heffel looking for the quadra kill. Might be able to find it. Under tower with the 1 through. not quite able to get the one through tower, but does get 3 for 1 value there. Yinyo, hand in the cookie jar, baits his whole team into the kitchen to get absolutely slapped for trying to steal from the side of Wailing Whales. Tier 1 tower going the side of Wales as well. Good map presence to actually take this free objective for them. Would have maybe liked to see somebody invade, but not sure who would be able to on their team. Maybe Snacks, potentially. Shashi respawning, trying to defend his red side. Yinyo going back to farming. Aurora is fine over here in the solo lane. Ray, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day today, man. Thank you so much. That's why you're the GOAT. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the content, man. I do gotta ask the Ray opinion on the bracket. What do you think of the bracket? Give me a rating out of 10. So we know Ray makes the big bucks at Omida. Ray's just passionate, bro. That's that land money. Give it a solid 8 out of 10. Hey, 8 out of 10 is larger than I've ever been called, so I'll take it. Shashi on the seedling, might get collapsed on here by the Skylar. Snacks getting forced out in mid lane. This could be a really bad situation here. Shashi gets away with that for free, ends up dashing out as the pressure put onto the Argus allows him to create the prio for that seedling. Could be a bad situation here, though, as the Argus does have to reset, and Fangtooth did respawn. Going to be a 3v4 for a minute before Snacks can get here. See if Shashi could do much. Doesn't have Flash to get in there. Richter does have Flash. No Rifties, though. Did go the Leaf Song to try to walk in fast. Yinyo not quite able to tank this as long as they have vision on him. They're looking for Shashi. Mutilator putting in some work. Solo ult by the Richter onto Kale. A little bit of a mistake there by Stefan. Only hits 1. Fangtooth goes down for free to the side of Tax. Might be losing the team fights, but they're starting to get some objectives. Gold even across the board. So not too much of a lead here, but they are up 3 objectives, 2 Fangtooths and a mini prime for 3 full objectives. Maybe looking to get another mini prime. Kale rotating over. Little Kitty kind of poked out here. Entropy maybe looking for the solo bolo. Not able to find it. Does force the Sevarog flash, though, I believe, in the solo lane. Shashi taking a page out of Yinyo. Hand in the cookie jar. 3v1 in the solo lane. Gets ulted. Pulled back in by the Morn Mez. Entropy getting baited in here. Does end up walking away, looking for a play. Yinyo looking for some pokes. Stefan's around. Might be looking for a hook onto Yinyo. Yinyo walking around, taking a stroll through the jungle. Scenic route, getting poked out. Does get his 2 off. Doesn't get up on the ledge. Big root by Entropy on top of the ledge into the hook by Stefan. Goes down. Jungle for jungle. 1 for 1. Yinyo taking a little bit of a scenic route through the enemy team. Not sure that's the option. You might be invisible, but you're not immune to damage, you absolute bot. Get stunned out and go back to base, pal. Turtle Tank, thank you for the follow. Fangtooth going down. 2 whales. First objective of the game. Kale looking for a play here on Snacks. Coming back in. Does have mini prime. A little bit tankier than you would expect. Ult coming out of Schwimity looking to kill Stefan. Honestly, this is a fine trade, especially if they get Kale. It'd be support for support, but they keep the mini prime alive. Snacks walking out of there for free. Doesn't even have to flash or anything. Just simply uses those little legs and walks out. Might be too short to even have seen him. Maybe that's why they let him walk past. Little dwarf walking by. Sometimes you don't see him. Not always looking down. Howitzer, known to be in a mech suit, a little bit above the ground. Might be hard to see the Howitzer, or the Argus there. Has Yinyo hit any smites yet? There has not been a 50-50 situation. Shashi looking to gank the solo lane, realizes Sevarog not the best decision. Not quite the character you're going to solo bolo. We see 3 players in this game crutching on Vanquisher, trying to pad the stats, make themselves look good on stream with the last hits. Going to finish the game with 10k damage, though. Shrimity up 600 gold in the mid lane. Game is dead even right now. Akram up a little bit. Stefan down 300 gold. Most of the gold lead is on Jay Heffel, up 1100 gold, kind of carrying his team, keeping them in the game. big lead in the side of the ADC for Wailing Whales, kind of carrying this set, honestly. Was popping off in that first game, and he is popping off in this one. Has all the kills on the board. Shashi 1-3, Stefan 0-2. Not having the greatest of games, but they are two frontliners, allowing their ADC to create some space, or allowing themselves to create some space for their ADC to get some value. Death Island, link with a follow. Shashi ganking mid lane. Good pull by Stefan. Cancels the howitzer out. Forces the stasis. Yinyo in the back line, though. Gonna pick up a kill. Sevrog is here. 1-for-1 mid for ADC. J Heffel going down with that bounty, though. Gives that to Sevrog. Scaling character with a bounty. 1-for-1 trade there. They do get the bounty on to Schwimity, though. About the equivalent trade there. Schwimity wishing he had went Tainted Scepter second. Get a little bit of extra HP. Might have been able to save his life there. Maybe a little bit of a misbuy. Third Fangtooth spawning. Yinyo trying to take mid tier 1. Not quite able to get it. Got a little bit of action in the dual lane. Trying to catch Entropy on the Aurora pick. Very hard pick to catch, though. Yinyo is here. Maybe looking for an ult turnaround, potentially. Big damage coming out of Entropy. Actually gets a lot of turnaround damage. Kale gonna maybe go down here. Big root by the Sevrog into the two-man ult. Shashi still looking for the trade. Gets one. 2-for-1 trade so far. Not quite as good as you would like. J Heffel is coming back at a base. Shashi getting gone on in his own jungle. J Heffel with some damage. Sevrog, very tanky character. Does have physical defense. Going into the Tainted Guard next item. 2-for-1 value right before the Fangtooth spawns. Terrible trade for the side of Wales. They are starting to get squeezed out a little bit here as they are just losing objective after objective. They're not down that much in gold, but they are down the tempo in the game. Third Fang here going down. See if Shashi looks for the steal potentially. Yinyo not known to hit smites in a 50-50 situation. Might be worth going for. And does not decide to do it. Just going to go catch some waves in mid lane. Collect some farm. Maybe take a team fight on the Orb Prime. I bet sure I see team rosters anywhere. In my Discord, in the info page, there is a Google Doc sheet that has all of the teams listed on there, as well as my own personal tier list. Looking for a little bit of a pick here. Stefan maybe looking for a hook. Try to follow along with the Sevrog here. Not quite able to find it because of the ice bridge. Gonna force the Morn ult, though, as they're a little scared of something happening here. Stefan maybe looking for Schwimity on that big body pick. Yinyo getting some poke. Takes some himself. Stefan also getting poked out a little bit. Pull by Kale onto Shashi. Gonna shake that off. Little kitty on the top. Gonna just walk out here, go to set waves, try to get some farm. Waves pushing against Tax, I believe, on this solo lane, but Wave pushing for them in the dual lane. Entry gonna go catch this wave early. Looks like Tax is gonna take the Seedling here, though, as they see Entry on the other side of the map. Sorry, Shaper, not Seedling. 1,500 gold in their pocket, plus some slows. A little bit of an objective gap here for the side of Wales. Not sure we walk in to defend this one. Maybe look for a hook over the wall to steal. But that's gonna be about it. Maybe an orb prime pull here, actually. This might be a little bit of a throw play, though, if they do try to pull it. They're not going to elect to. They're just going to send the Howie back to match the Aurora. He's going to get a little bit of poke on tier 2, but not quite get much. Yinyo trying to get the cutoff. Maybe gets caught on this 2 camp, though. Sleeping in the window shop. Gets ulted. Does get the stun. Has to cleanse. Has no movement. Dashes up. In place. Gets rooted. Good root by Shashi. Gonna put Yinyo down. Could open up the orb prime here. Entry getting ulted by the Howitzer. Tanjiro abusing that controller on the Skylar. Hits all of his beam shots. Stasis coming out. Big ult by Stefan onto the ADC. Stasis on the Howitzer. Going to go down to Shashi here probably. Actually living 1 HP. Gets healed by Morn. Does die though. Tanjiro, again, abusing the controller. Gets a double kill with that Vanquisher. A little bit of a crutch. Jay Heffel not here for the fight for some reason. Does get mid tower though. In the meantime, Snacks gets caught going over the wall. Has to flash. Misses the stun. Jay Heffel trying to help him out with some slows. Snacks trying to use that movement on the controller. Not quite able to get out of there. Severog going to pick up that one. 4 for 2 trade. Not sure why they went so deep after getting the free pick onto the Kalari. Maybe a little bit ambitious. Should have been forced to fight around the objective. Would like to maybe see this Skylar band like they did in game 1 a little bit earlier in the draft potentially. My dog is here to say hello. My co-caster is here to say Tax is putting belt straight to ass right now. After dropping that game 1, they got a bone to pick with the Whales. It's just the first round of match 2. This is the first round, game 2. Coming up after this, we will be watching Nightshade versus Kev Kaioken in the bottom of the bracket. Morn getting caught out here from the side of Wales. I'm going to cast all these games where he's going to be cooked. I'm casting 1 game from each round. Severog on the split push. We're going to be able to catch that. Big damage coming out here on a Stefan. Yinyo misses the ult though. Shashi maybe can look for a trade here. Looking to get a root potentially. Not quite able to find it. Throws the axe anyways. Dominance asserted. Or Prime push kind of getting stunted out here. Not sure the Aurora can actually match the Severog with the mini prime. They are gonna, sorry, not mini prime, big prime. They are gonna lose this in him probably. Needs to wall that wave out next time potentially. Looking for the kill on the Sev. If they get the kill, that could be good as it opens up the Fangtooth. They're gonna send more here though. Fangtooth getting taken on the other side of that map though, and if they lose this inhib on top of that, it's not looking good for them. The Severog does actually get it, but they do take him down. Gonna be Fangtooth. They should hold this for the Morn. Morn all very good with the Primal Fangtooth as it can proc on everybody. Shashi maybe looking for the steal though. Knows Yinyo can't hit smite. We'll see the 50-50 here. What is Shashi doing? And he gets the smite. He does not. He does not. Yinyo finally hitting the 50-50. That would have been absolute cinema if Shashi was able to steal that one away. Still, Primal only on the 4 people from the side of Tax. They're probably getting tier 2s here, losing the inhib, really bad situation there. But their orb should be gone by the time they get to any inhibs, maybe even gone before any tier 2s. Snacks in a weird position right now, might be getting gone on by Kale. Not sure what we're doing here. Absolutely AFK in the brain, outside the tower for some reason. Shrimini gonna push you back, save you a little bit of time. Snacks going down, might have thrown this game. Not quite able to defend anymore. actually through their wave clear. Entry, big ult on the 4 though. Huge engage here. Stasis coming out of Schwimmity. Fucking awful ult by Stefan. Didn't hit a single person. Jay Heffel getting gone on by the Kalari. Might see that banned in the next game. As it seems to be the only pick Yinyo can actually play. I would like to see a Skylar ban in this next game. Andro, a little bit harder to kill on this pick than he was in the last game, making quite a difference in the team fights this time. Where is it? Did I have foliage on this whole time? I don't remember. Gonna look for some damage here. Andro, not missing any beam shots. Controller, very fun to play against, they say. Looks like Tax looking to close this one out. They don't have Mini Prime anymore, though. And Snacks is back up with some wave clear. Jay Heffel also still alive. Tanjiro hitting this core. Gonna be game here. A little bit of a different story than that first game. I think the side of Wailing Whales just letting away too many objectives here. Need to see a ban on the Skylar, I think. Doing a little bit too much. Also could see them banning the Kalari. Yinyo getting away with a little bit of murder in that game. A little bit more than he should have been able to get away with, in my opinion. We do see the Greystone into the solo lane. Not actually what I expected. I thought it would be the Zarus over there. Maybe just don't want the matchup into the Bale, as you probably just end up losing anyways. Do see the Rock Augment coming out of the Gideon. Do see the Scaling Augment for Shashi. Much better than what Yinyo did in the first game. Bale going the ultimate augment, not electing to go the passive augment. Gonna lose a little bit of the early game. Stealth augment for Sparrow, not gonna go scaling. And the grenade augment for TB. Also surprising, we see anti-heal coming out from Entropy in the solo lane. Not sure that's a great augment. It could allow him to open up a little bit of a different build path, but might be the deciding factor in this 1v1 specifically, just due to the fact that you can anti-heal the Bale too, which could make the big difference here. How can you know who's playing? Exclamation point bracket, exclamation point rosters to see which person, who is on each team, and then also the bracket itself. You can also follow along here on the stream. Joshi, or Entry, getting a little bit of poke here in the solo lane. A lot of value here on the Greystone. Gonna just heal up with that passive. Dual lane kind of neutral, mid lane about 50-50 right now. Both kind of poked out a little bit. Snacks getting a slightly better trade here. On the Schwimmity. Yinyo looking for a gank. Not sure where to go. Trying to get Snacks here. Maybe looking for a 4 camp. Trying to look for a fight potentially. Into the Zarus. Will not win this trade though if he goes for it. Just going to be behind and clear. Still looking for that mid lane gank. Snacks not paying attention. Definitely got called out here by Shashi. Snacks going to get poked out. Yinyo maybe looking to gank solo lane. Just going to go back to clearing. Going to be behind here. Might end up opening up his 5 camp for an invade potentially. Dual lane does have prio for the side of Wales. Greystone getting a little bit of advantage here. Does get Cyan buff. A little bit risky here playing up though, as the enemy jungler is here, but he's putting belt to ass on Little Kitty. Gonna up down in the tower. Not sure what I just witnessed. Entropy trying to lose this game as fast as possible. Giving up first blood for no real reason. Might have expected himself to die to the jungle gank or something. I'm not really sure what that was. Shoshi looking for gank in dual lane. Good cage. Great stun. Flashes into the cage. Stun comes through. No 1 HP. Shoshi with the right click. Locks him down. Sends a TB to the cemetery in a box. Kale gonna put some flowers on his body. Yinyo looking to invade this 5 camp. Might get sniffed out by Shashi. Does end up using his dash here. Might be in trouble. Does get spotted out. Entropy gonna look for some steals on these minions. Gets 3 of the small ones. Does get the big one too, I believe. Gonna try to walk him down here. Gideon coming over. Yinyo dashes in. Gideon gonna go back to the wave. We're gonna let Yinyo get away with this. Yinyo, greedy invade. Might get punished. Shashi is here. Looking for another right click. Will actually kill him if he gets it. Does get that double damage on the low HP targets. Not quite able to find it. Does look for a 2 camp invade though. Good counterplay here from Shashi coming into the 2 camp after poking Yinyo out. 2 camp for 5 camp. Very worth trade for Shashi coming out ahead on this one. with a massive XP lead. Might even be able to go into seedling off this as they do have the Decker rotating over. Kind of a big misplay here by Yinyo, trying to make up for the fact that he made that mistake in that early gank. Gonna actually go to the red side seedling. Good heads up play by Yinyo to go to the opposite side seedling. Might even look for a 2-camp invade. Could get caught here though, as Shashi could cross map here. Yinyo looking for the 2-camp. Ends up getting spotted in mid. Misses tether. Not sure what we were trying to hit there. Maybe Casper. I don't know. Seeing his demons or something. Yinyo on the 2-camp. Shashi doesn't know about it. Looking to gank Schwimity. Maybe looking for seedling. Just loses the 2-camp. Yinyo actually getting away with murder right now. Maybe looking to dash up and stun Schwimity. Playing the option. Getting some poke out. Playing for River. Does smite it. Gets green buff. Great buff to get in this situation. Gonna get poked out here. Level 6 on the howitzer. No Q from Shashi to immune some of the damage here. Yinyo dashes in. Entropy here first, though. Yinyo getting poked out. Schwimity getting some damage off. Missed rocks by Snacks. Needs to go into the aim trainer. Does end up getting Yinyo for the 2-camp. Was it worth it, little bro? I don't think it was. Yinyo trying to go back to base the fast way. Shashi still thinks his 5-camp is up. A little bit of a bozo move there. Knows that it was taken from him straight in his face. He watched it happen. Not sure why he still thought that one was up. Skill-based Gideon tether. You still have to hit the auto. That is skillful. What do you mean?
You cannot break me.
Is he doing the caster voice ironically? I don't know. You tell me. It's kind of hurt my throat a little bit. Yinyo on seedling. Surprised we give that to Taxes after getting the free kill on Yinyo. Didn't just pick that up immediately. Yinyo maybe trying to get a little too fancy with it, trying to get some weird invades, some cheeky plays to get a little bit of an edge onto the Zarus, but might be actually costing his team with these plays, putting his team in the back seat. Level 6 on the Zarus, might look to punish his TB. He does not have flash available. Could look for a kill here in the dual lane. Yinyo also no flash available, not level 6, not able to get out of the cage. Shashi looking to pull the Fangtooth here. Good play. Gonna be spotted on wards as the dual lane walks over. I need a coffee, goddamn. Shashi gonna secure this one with the right click in the smite. At the same time, one of the best secures in the game. Soul lane, not too much happening. Entropy, not inting to tower yet again. Gideon getting a little bit of a wave freeze here as Howitzer has reset. My spectator, it looks like, is there a pause button coming out here potentially? I'm not sure what happened here. Spectator seems to have crashed potentially. Okay, we do seem to be back. Might have been a little bit of a game pause by somebody. That can cause that little hiccup sometimes. Say pause mid left. That's because I pause it. If you pause it, it'll still say that. It just has no name there.
I'll return in a moment.
Snacks putting a little bit of pressure in the mid lane. Not much happening here. Fangtooth down. Next play probably going to be the mini prime. Would like to see maybe the Decker rotate over for this. Shashi on the right side looking for it. Greystone with Prio. Half HP though. Maybe looking for the solo kill. If he really wants it, you can just hear the foam coming off his mouth as he wants a solo kill on stream for the clout. This boy already yawning. That's because I woke up really early. I don't usually wake up at 8 a.m. I usually wake up at like 9:30. I already had a full cup of coffee. I should have got a Red Bull is what I should have got. Entropy getting ganked here by Yinyo. Does have ult available. Gets taken up. Might die before he lands. Does get insta-killed off the tether. Shashi here, though. Catches him with the cage. Flashes for no reason. Shashi gonna get some stacks in his pocket. Ho is here. Gonna need to see some Q to immune some damage. Not quite able to. Gonna go towards his Gideon. Not sure that's gonna save him. He might actually be out. 1 HP, not quite able to get there. I'm not sure why he walked that way. Would have been maybe better to go off the ledge to avoid some of that howitzer damage. Might have allowed Snacks enough time to get here. Mini Prime going to go the way of Tax, looks like, as Kale is rotating over. Oh my god. I do need to make another coffee, dude. Or just take a caffeine pill. I'll take a caffeine pill, bro. Coffee be making me want to piss. Did the Mini Prime go over to Yinyo? Yes, it did. He's looking for the mid lane gank. Snacks full HP with ult. Not sure he's going to die here. Does have flash and portal available. Maybe looking for a tower dive. Yinyo misses ult. Not sure what we were trying to hit there. You know you didn't hit the tether, so I don't know why we're ulting there. Kale looking for the dual lane. Might look for a play here. Still in that cup chair from game 1 on the fog wall. Has it planted right there in the jungle so he can say he's camping. Shoshki looking for dual lane. Great stun over the wall. Double CC chain. Gonna force the stun here. Shoshi getting gone on. Misses the stun from the Decker. Shoshi gonna live. Snacks here on the rotation. Gets spotted on a ward. Or actually spotted by Schwimity. Schwimity half HP getting chunked by this Gideon. Rock's doing some damage here. Did I say a ho? My bad. Same thing.
Await my return. I'll crush you.
What is gold diff right now? That's a great question. Gold differential is about 700 gold in the way of Wailing Whales. First time I think we've actually had them have a lead in the early stages of the game. Mostly in the support and mid lane right now. Snacks up about 100 gold. Pretty much just 100 gold across the board for everybody on their team. Jay Heffel up about 400 gold, has been really getting the better of Tanjiro this game. Trudy getting poked out. Gideon getting gone on, knocked up, stunned. In tower by the Decker, trying to get the trade onto Yinyo. Can't quite hit his ultimate. Might need to get the augment that makes it wider so he has a chance. Jay Heffel getting engaged here on by the steal. No ultimate. Gonna walk out of there invisible. Can't see him. John Cena in the ADC role. Greystone still beating down this lane right now. 0-2 winning the trades. Basilisk in pocket. Carapace for the Bale. Dude, I gotta stop yawning, man. Who yawned first, bro? Banned. Perma. I'm on like fucking 200 milligrams of caffeine too. Fangtooth is up. Looks like Inyo's team looking to pull it. They do have Prio 4v4 here. The ADC is going to be a little bit late. Good grouping by the Whales to be on the same side of the objective this time. Snacks looking for some poke potentially. Kale seeing them. Sneaking in the back line. Grace had like 30 CS. He also inted first blood though. Greystone looking for the TP potentially. Ends up getting his ult forced actually. Maybe baiting Little Kitty into a 1v1. Both no mana though. Probably just going to walk away from each other and call that an even trade. Little Kitty more than happy to take that trade though any day of the week, as his ult is a much shorter cooldown. Bell going to maybe rotate to this Fangtooth. They are down one. Entry just going to stick in the lane. Going to probably push us tier 1. Little Kitty going back to the solo lane. So pressure put on the mid lane. Kwong not quite able to hit a tether. Hasn't seen him hit one yet. A little bit of damage coming up from Schwimity. Big trade on the side of Snacks. Actually winning that one, in my opinion. A little bit more poke onto Schwimity than Snacks was able to take. Kale, Yinyo, watching. See if Entropy looks to make the rotation here. He did have the Prio in the lane. Gonna be a pull here by Inyo's team. A little bit of a grief play here. Taking a little bit of poke. 5v4 here. Good stun onto the TB from the Decker. Doesn't get any follow-up, though. Following along with the wrong team. Should be on this side. A little bit easier to see what's going on. Or I'm mistaken. Entropy, zoning here. Fangtooth, 3,000 gold here. 5v4. They're just going to give this one up. Don't want to throw the game. Second Fangtooth going the way of Wailing Whales. A little bit of a different story than last game. Last game, all of the objectives were going the way of Tax. See what they do when they're a little bit behind here on the 8-ball. A little bit of movement speed coming out of that second Fangtooth. Going to allow Entropy to get back to lane in time to actually save his tower, probably. Although it is Bale, he does get that big auto attack. He's actually going to get the tower. Tree a little bit too slow to get back here in time.
Must go back. Hold this position.
I would say Wailing Whales are definitely in a commanding position here with the double Fangtooth. They are only up 700 gold for 2 objectives, which actually means they're a little bit behind in farm overall, but they are up in the objective department. So I do think they're in a little bit of a driver's seat just due to the prio that they could put on this third Fang. You get a lot of value for them. See if they can try to get this or Prime as well. Creed, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope your games went well. I hope you had a good time playing in the tournament. Thank you for the raid. I didn't know you were streaming. I would have invited you to co-stream. Anybody watch partying? Entry with the bait here. Bale 1 HP. Kale ulting nobody. Flash from Little Kitty coming out. Snack's gonna have to panic ult because he's not able to hit any rocks. Controller diff making an appearance again. Able to hit rocks finally. Maybe get some stacks here for Shashi. Not quite able to get the stacks, but they do get the 2 for nothing. Jay Heffel putting some belt in this duo lane. Down on to Tanjiro. Gonna be taking this tower here. Free gold advantage going the way of Wailing Whales. Plus the win in solo lane should net them mini prime. Unless Shinyo's able to make a steal over the top. But we know he's not known for hitting smites nor objective kills. Not even remotely close enough for it. Shrimity just getting a little bit of poke out. Always good to get the OGs back on for some fun. Hey, I'm glad you had a good time, man. That's what we're here for at the end of the day. A lot of gold value going there to the side of Wailing Whales. Would have maybe like to see them do Seedling as well there, or Shaper rather, with 4 members there. Now went from a 700 gold lead to about a 3,500 gold lead here. Just going to end up clearing their own jungles, establishing a lead. Whoever bet Tax is sweating right now as they put their entire bankroll on Tax winning this game. Hello, Ridderific. Thank you for the 30-day watch streak, man. Decker looking for a stun in mid lane. Try to get some poke on the howitzer. On the river buff. Not able to find it.
Heading back.
Snacks in mid. Scared to take the 1v1. Did have to panic ult in that last fight on somebody 1 HP. Did secure the kill, though. Try to pad that stat line. Decker spotting them out in the jungle. Free river buff going over to Snacks. Bale getting some deep vision. Twitch cooked you, how so? Yinyo looking for the dual lane gank onto the Sparrow. Gets sniffed out. Jay Heffel auto aim. Locking on through the wall. Knows he's there. Not for real. But would be funny. Snack's gonna maybe look to go on Schwibbity here. Could look for the 1v1 potentially. He does win this matchup. He is also ahead in farm. Still not going tainted though, which is a little bit surprising. Would like to see the 1v1 here. Let me see something on stream. Doesn't get the root. Maybe a portal into a Q into an ult. Doesn't quite go for it. He's a little bit scared of that 1v1. Shashi putting belt the ass. We see the portal in. A little bit of a rock. Hits the auto. Gonna get the root here. Maybe gets the kill. Shashi coming over the back. Looking for the right click. Flashes forward. Gets the ultimate free stacks for him. Doesn't have flash to get out though. He does get the dash though through the extra wall created by the meteor map. Good play by Shashi to pick that up in the back line. Stacks almost dropping that one.
shall return.
Greystone getting some prio in the soul lane, gonna get some decent poke on that tier 2. Third Fangtooth is up. Entropy does have prio for this. He should rotate over here as the Bale has to catch this wave under tier 2. Mid lane also down from the side of Tax. It might be crumbling here after that good performance in game 2. Not sure that this game is looking as good for them. Kale here trying to defend. AP here as well. Yinyo on the other side of the map still trying to find out where his smite button is, as he has not smited a single objective this game. 3 going the way of Wailing Whales. Massive game advantage here. Might be a little bit of the nerves getting to the side of Tax in a position to win this set. Clearly the favored, I would say, by the predictions that we've seen. Claxton, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Bird Nest. Thank you for the Prime. Let me know your thoughts on this game. We do seem to see Wales pulling ahead with this one. 3 Fangtooths their side, 6,000 gold lead. Still very winnable, though, as we saw in that game 1. Tax through the game with a similar style of a lead. Still very winnable game here, but gonna take a little bit from the Wales to throw this one.
Run from fate.
Shaper gonna be contested here. Yinyo looking for the smite. See if he gets it. Smite going the way of Shashi. Yinyo gonna go down here as well. Kale, big stun, big combination. Shashi with the ult though for some CC immunity. Immunes the Bale ult. Bale with the single ult gets the Sparrow. Kale trying to live here, stepping in the dual lane. Little bit of silence of life here coming out of Tax. Kale fighting for his life. The rebirth actually comes through and he does die afterwards. Entropy does get out of there 2 for 1. But Shashi does secure that objective with the Zora Spear plus Smite combination. Still a W for the side of Wales. Big gold value coming out there for them. The waves are going to push against them, though, here. So a little bit of chance for Tax to get some farm back.
My stance. Speed.
Rebirth is ass. Kale has been known to go Rebirth on this Kale, or on this Steel, so he can kind of int for the engage. Worked out game 1, not working out this game, as you are behind. A little bit harder to get away with that, as you do lose a lot of your stats with the Rebirth drone. Kwong getting invaded here by the Greystone. Entry putting some pressure on these side lanes, just been split pushing mostly. Maybe bit off a little bit more than he can chew. Didn't realize Tanjiro was here with that controller aim. Has not missed a single auto attack yet. Just gonna lock him down. Maybe an Orb Prime pull here, though, from the side of Wales. Might be a little bit ambitious. A little bit of a greed play. They're gonna back off of that, as they do know that they're on vision. Was gonna say might be a little bit of a throw, maybe getting a little bit ahead of themselves. They do have a lead. They just need to play a little bit slower, play a little bit more textbook, lock down the win the correct way, and play the game at your own pace. What round are we in right now? This is game 3 of the first round.
Be right back.
Game 3 of this set in the first round, I should say. Gonna be Orb Prime going the way of Tax. This might be a little bit of a grief play from the side of Wailing Whales. Greystone did run it down and then also give up this Orb Prime because his team didn't want to defend 4v5. Shashi a little bit scared to be the solo frontline here. Little bit of a free objective here. Might be a bit of a throw. Jay Heffel gonna try to split push this. If he gets caught out, it could be Primal Fangtooth going down. Can still be an easy 5v5. Gets a little bit of poke. Does back off in time. Not gonna get caught out. Drink some water. I got you. I'm making piss.
I'll be back.
DMs when I can. Let me take a look here. Oh, I already responded. Okay. I'm on that shit. Hydration is key.
Hydration is key.
My throat is definitely feeling it, let me tell you. Okay, we're going to see maybe a 5v5 here. Bale catching the wave. Gotta set a slow push, potentially. See if he catches another one. If he doesn't, that wave might still be going against him. Maybe a little bit of a misplay by the Bale here. That wave should still be going in the favor of Whales here. If there's any damage on that. Edge-free getting poked out. Howitzer doing a lot of damage here. Still wish we saw that picked up earlier in the draft. Has been doing some absolute work in the last 2 games. Inyo looking for a tether. Can't hit those. We already know that. Shinashi getting poked a little bit by the right click, though. Jay Heffel, a little bit out of position. Needs to respect the CC chain, especially with the engage from the steal. Has Pacifier, does not have Cleanse. So he's going to have to be a little careful here. Going to use the invisibility, try to get out of there. Kwong not able to get the tether. Does force the flash, though, out of the Decker. Wave in mid lane, going for the side of Wales. See if the Soul Lane is pushing for them or not. Does not look like it is. It is set for Tax. Somebody's going to have to catch that eventually, and it's going to be slow stacking pretty fast here as they have a triple wave over there now. Starting to push that lane. Would expect to see, hopefully, the Decker walk over there, honestly. I think if you send the Greystone, that's a bit of a mistake, as that's your only front line, then you force your jungler to walk in by himself. Could also potentially send the Gideon as he's a little bit faster with the portal, but you might want that all in the team fight.
Forbid it, man. Has some fucking interest.
Ruin Blue, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a great day today. Thank you for the support. Hope you enjoy the content. Mid lane, gonna go down here to the side of Tax. Their Orb Prime is starting to wane, though. Only got about 40 seconds left on it, if that. Actually, sorry, they only have about 20 seconds as they don't have Orb. They don't have a Fang 1, so they don't have that extra time on the Orb Prime that you would normally get. From that first Fangtooth wave. Going to be set in the right lane. Somebody getting caught out in the jungle, though. Who is that? Stefan is on the Decker. Does have flash up. Gets the stun. Actually lives 1 HP. Big damage coming out of Jay Heffel. Wall comes out. All from Steel. Only onto Shashi. He does not care. Big ult by Snacks. Going to get a kill on Kale. He has the rebirth, though. Might actually make a difference here. Goes down immediately to the rocks. Little Kitty getting caught out as well. Tax looking for a little bit too much, but didn't realize this was the colonial United States. Wales asking for some representation before they get taxed, and they are putting belt to ass as a result. A little bit of poke on Snacks. They don't really have to do much here. They just have to wait for this right wave to push. They're going to be a little bit greedy here, though. Maybe force the fight. Looking for Yinyo in the jungle. Goes up over the top with the ledge. Entropy looking for it. Not quite able to find him. Does just buy some time, though. Going to be an objective pull here. A little bit greedy. They're going to get right tier 2 for sure off this wave. They do have the Zars who can tank a little bit extra than a normal character due to that Q, mitigating all of this fire breath damage. Gonna force the fight in here. Yinyo still half HP, not letting him back. They're looking for the fight. Shashi still on the objective. 9k damage. Somebody get this guy some help. Looking for Schwimity. Flashes forward. Looks for the right click on Schwimity. 1 HP. Gets the cage. Stasis comes out. Tax AP with the flash. Getting jumped on by Entropy. Gonna be a really bad death here. Staggering your deaths from your front line. Gonna go down with the TB and the Howitzer. Maybe should have just gave this one up. Would have been down before the Primal. Sorry, before the Prime. Going to be a free Primal going the side of the Wailing Whales. Would like to see them all reset real quick and come back strong. Snacks just going to heal up off that river buff and set mid-wave potentially. They actually get the wave pushed out of the right side. Unlucky. The wave get caught on the tower line. Tower ends up pushing that wave for Tax. Not punished for losing wave prio and the fight. Snacks 1,600 gold in pocket. Decided not to spend it. Decided he does not need to spend his gold before this fight. They are up 7,000 gold, roughly about 6,000 gold actually. Snacks holding 1,600 in pocket, not actually as big of a lead as you'd think. Sparrow also holding 2,000 gold. Solo Lane also holding 1,500. They're about 6,000 gold up, but they have 5,000 gold in pocket. Not actually as far ahead as you would expect. Still a 3v5 though. They got the objective. Going to be moving towards mid lane. Going to maybe try to get some prio. Would love to see the Shaper go down. Just get a little bit of extra gold in pocket. Reset. Get all of your buys in. Entropy actually picks up the steal. Prime going crazy. Yinyo caught in the cage. Going to be going down here as well. Gonna ult away, goes down. Trinity looking for some poke, gonna try to get a trade off. Not really able to do the damage that he needs to get any kills. Tanjiro trying to use that TB. Maybe should have picked Skylar this game, not quite having the impact that he did in that last match. Maybe a little bit of a misdraft here. Scared the J Heffel TB special when you didn't realize he had a Sparrow in his back pocket. Gonna be Seedling going down here, sorry, Shaper going down here. Gonna set the waves for the side of Wailing Whales. Gonna probably reset here, spend all of their gold. Snack still holding on to that 2,800. Gonna decide he's gonna get a full O crown only. Gonna stay for another wave. Trying to get an item that's probably 3,000 gold. Would like to see a Wraith Leggings potentially. Or a Tainted Scepter. A Tainted Scepter is still not bought from the side of Wailing Whales in this game. How much anti-heal do they actually have? Stefan with the anti-heal. Shashi with the Tainted Blade. No anti-heal on the Greystone, but he does have the Augment, so not as bad. They're going to pull this immediately while Yinyo is dead. Still have not spent their gold. 3,100 gold in pocket. Snack still needs to watch some of the Soul Reaper replays. Maybe he could take a bot review or two because this is quite a misplay here. Gonna get the Orb Prime for free. Primal for about 45 more seconds, maybe 60. Snack's gonna push another wave. I said getting a full O crown here. Might even hold this gold when he comes out of base. Goes into Tainted Scepter, doesn't even get the O crown, has enough gold for it, decides to hold that extra 900, doesn't need to spend it. Definitely not the last fight of the game if they win. Who needs a tier 1 item in a potion? A lot of gold spent here. Entry fee, 1,700 gold in pocket. Doesn't really need his item though. 11,000 gold lead for the side of Whales. Not a lot of people having faith in the Whales like myself. I had them winning this matchup on the bracket. People telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know who's good. I don't know who's going to win. Confirmed, the tournament is rigged. I've PayPal'd Yinyo $5 to make my bracket correct. I'll give him $5 out of the bounty that Fix has put out there. Confirmed. Yinyo selling. Entry fee getting engaged on a little bit. Doesn't really care. Shakes all that damage off. Vainglory putting in some work. Not really building much prots here. Interesting tech from Entropy again, going this like Emerald Gem randomly in the build just for some extra HP. Big damage on a Yinyo, getting traded by the Gideon damage. Misses the tether. No kill though. Bale in the backline on J Heffel getting left alone. Somebody help this man. He's getting solo bullet by the Bale. Big kill by Little Kitty on the back. Snacks ults absolutely fucking nobody. We're trying to throw this game as hard as possible. Little Kitty in the backline. Portal out from the Gideon. A little bit of damage here. Maybe not hitting anything. Stefan getting poked out. Has to flash away. Do get 3 inhibs here, though. So at least I didn't throw the game, but definitely could have ended, potentially. Too much Viagra. Thank you for the follow. The greatest Hokage 94. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate the 4 months. Welcome back to the Bird Nest. Hope you are enjoying the content and you enjoy the tournament today. Snack's so smart, he knew the potion wouldn't have value. I think if he actually had the potion, he would have killed the Kwong there, Yinyo, in that tower had he actually had that potion. Might have actually won that fight. Entropy looking to cut away some jungle here. Wailing Whale's not going to have any waves in their favor, waves pushing into them, so they're not really going to get as much farm here as the tax team can just hurdle for a couple waves. Primal Fang is coming up. It is off timer, though, of Orb Prime, so it's a little bit weird to take early. I would like to see Wailing Whales wait a little bit before this Primal Fangtooth. Just keep waves pushed up all the way, get as much farm as you can, take a reset, wait for the timers to match up a little bit better so you can get a much better push with this Prime. Snacks missing his rocks on the Primal Fangtooth, looking just like that last team fight. They are going to burn this immediately. A little bit of a misplay in my opinion. I think this is a little bit greedy, as they're not going to probably be able to end with this. They do have really good wave clear on the side of Tax with the TB and the Howitzer. They can maybe look for the fight, but if they don't get any kills, I'm not sure they can do much, and they kind of can only kill off the Decker Stun as that's their only range CC. Not sure if this is the play here. Gonna look for the end anyways. They do have 3 inhibs down. Is it better to take the buff rather than double for greed? Well, you take the buff on the off timer, so like you wait like an extra 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and then when you get primal, you can transition it into orb if you can't push. So you just end the game correctly. Like you guaranteed end the game if you get double buff. Because all inhibs are dead, and then you just push with double buff and you win. Here it's like you have to win the fight. Big ult by Stacks, decided to make up for the last one. Gonna get a 2-man ult. Shwimini half HP. A lot of return damage. Snack's gonna go down here maybe. Actually lives 1 HP. Shwimini not quite able to get the kill. Gonna go down to Shashi. Flash ults in. Bale on the split push. If they don't end the game here, this Bale could end on his own on that split. Gonna back up here from the side of Wales. A little bit scared of the 3v4. Somebody's gonna have to defend this inhib. Nobody's going back to base. The Gideon looks like he's going there. Might not actually win this 1v1 though. Does get called out. Bale gonna back up here. Shashi looking for some more. This is the problem with Primal, by the way, is you can't actually siege here. You have to kill them. You can't just walk in and end. They are gonna look for it. Cores 20%. Gonna be a little bit harder. They're not actually able to clear the wave in time, and they do end up getting the end. Had that Bale actually participated in that, they might have been able to actually defend. A little bit of a mistake there from the side of Tax there. Bale just not taking the reset back to base. Gonna be a sad day for Tax. I think a lot of people expected a little bit more out of this team, myself included, but just not quite able to lock that one down. Quite an unfortunate set, an absolute heater to start the tournament off.